Originally dedicated to the casualties of the First World War, Southampton's Cenotaph in Watts Park is now surrounded by the walls of remembrance that are a memorial listing Southampton's war dead in all conflicts since 1914. A council-led event was held on Remembrance Sunday, and the Royal Hampshire Regiment Comrades Association shared why the 11th of November still matters.
It's very important because today is Armistice Day, and it always used to be held on Armistice Day, and we remember all the fellows that died First World War, Second World War and post-war actions. I mean, if you think of post-war actions, there's many thousands of fellows have been lost. People don't realise it.
Irene Hornby was there wearing medals belonging to her husband, a serviceman who served in Palestine, who did return and eventually died of old age. The top row of medals belonged to her older brother, who died in the Second World War.
My brother, his name was Leonard, and he was in the Lancaster Air Force. He flew over Holland, the 83rd Battalion air crew, but they crashed. They were all killed. He's actually buried in Nijmegen with all of the crew. And me and my sister went over to Offen, a village in Nijmegen, to unveil the memorial which they put up for them.
Hundreds of people stopped to observe the short ceremony and the 2-minute silence.
I think that all of the freedoms that we enjoy today are because of these gentlemen and their bravery and their sacrifices, and
they're unquestioning. At the time they were just so brave, so some of them were no more than lads really. My mum's 94 and she works in the War Office, so I'm here also for her. And my dad was from a German occupied country and he was a war refugee. So
my mum worked at a foundry which Lancaster's, which made ammunition, I believe. So she was 14 at the time.
Well, it's the only time you remember, really, isn't it? I mean, I should never forget Len, because we were very close together. And when he got killed, I can always remember that day when we had the telegram. And Mum looked up to the sky and said, "Oh well, at least you're well looked after up there." And that's some years ago now.
I personally wanted to come today because my great uncle was killed at Gallipoli when he was just 19. And that was 100 years ago, a couple of weeks ago, of his actual death. And I learned more about his death recently. He actually was killed by a sniper while he was cleaning his boots, apparently. We were quite near the end of people being pulled out of Gallipoli. So I just think that's terribly sad. And so I wanted to come today to think of him. My father fought in the Second World War and was quite badly injured. And I've always been a peace campaigner, often worn a white poppy, don't even have one on today, I'm afraid. But I think it's really important to remember, particularly for younger people to remember, because the generation who really do remember are dying. And, you know, if we don't maintain that, then, well, and the world is going in such a bad way, you know, there's such a lot of violence and fighting going on, and I think we need to remember actually what happened and all those young people who died, and it will happen again.
I'm pleased to see we get a lot of younger people partaking in these events now, which is a very good thing, because the young people are our future.
This is Shan Robins for That's Solent.